Have you ever wondered about the happily ever afters we were told as children? Stories of princes, princesses, and magical endings. But what if the truth behind our favorite fairy tales is far more chilling than we ever imagined? Tonight, we peel back the layers of a story you think you know, to uncover the grim reality lurking beneath the surface. Forget the fairy godmothers and the sparkling carriages. This is the true, terrifying tale of Cinderella. Our story begins not with magic, but with desperation. We all know the part about the glass slipper, a delicate key to a kingdom. The prince, searching for his mysterious love, arrives at a desolate home, where hope has long since withered. Here lives Cinderella and her two stepsisters, their hearts poisoned by envy and ambition. The most famous telling of this story is one of romance, a perfect fit leading to a perfect life. But the original threads of this tale are woven with blood and pain. The first stepsister, her eyes glinting with a dangerous mix of greed and madness, takes the slipper. It's too small, of course, a perfect, impossible size. But her mother, the cruel stepmother, whispers a chilling suggestion. "Cut off your toe," she says. "When you are queen, you will have no need to walk." And so, driven by a desperate lust for power, the girl takes a knife. She mutilates her own foot, hacking away flesh and bone, forcing it into the glass shoe. The pain is excruciating, but she masks it with a triumphant smile. She presents her foot to the prince, a gruesome secret hidden within the elegant slipper. The prince, momentarily convinced, begins to lead her away. But as they ride towards the palace, two small birds perched on a hazel tree sing a warning. Look back, there's blood on the track. The shoe is too small. She's not the right bride at all." He looks down and sees the horrifying truth. Crimson staining the pristine glass, dripping onto the ground. The deception is revealed. Disgusted, he turns back, returning the impostor to her home of shadows. Now it's the second stepsister's turn. She faces the same impossible challenge. The slipper is too narrow. Again, the stepmother offers a brutal solution. "Cut off a piece of your heel," she advises. "When you are queen, you will never need to go on foot." Blinded by the same ambition that consumed her sister, she too takes the blade. She slices away part of her heel, enduring unimaginable agony to squeeze her foot into the coveted shoe. She hides her pain, her face a mask of false victory, as the prince takes her hand. Once more, they ride towards the castle. And once more, the watchful birds cry out their warning song. "Check it out, there's blood on the tracks. The shoe is too small. She's not the right bride at all." The prince glances down. He sees the blood, a dark stain of deceit seeping from the slipper. He understands he has been fooled again. He returns this second sister, his heart now heavy with suspicion and revulsion. He demands to see the third daughter, the one they kept hidden away, covered in soot and ash. Cinderella is brought forward. Her face is smudged with grime, her clothes are rags. But when she tries on the slipper, it fits her small, unblemished foot perfectly, as if it were made for her. The prince recognizes her instantly. She is the enchanting mystery from the ball. He declares her his true bride, and together, they leave the house of cruelty behind, riding towards a future that seems bright. But this is not where the darkness ends. It festers, waiting for its moment of vengeance. The wedding day arrives, a grand celebration of love's triumph. The two stepsisters, hoping to curry favor with the new princess and share in her fortune, attend the ceremony. They walk beside Cinderella, one on her right, one on her left, their faces a mixture of feigned happiness and bitter envy. As they enter the church, fate, in its most cruel and symbolic form, descends from the heavens, or perhaps from the very depths of their own wickedness. Two doves swoop down. They fly with a terrible purpose. One bird attacks the sister on the right, pecking at her eye until there is nothing left but a bloody socket. The other bird does the same to the sister on the left. The wedding procession continues, but it is now marked by their screams of agony. When the ceremony is over and the procession exits the church, the birds are still there, waiting. As the wicked sisters emerge, now limping from their self-inflicted wounds and reeling in pain, the doves attack again. This time, they take the remaining eye from each sister. They are condemned to spend the rest of their lives in darkness and poverty, a punishment perfectly reflecting the blindness of their own greed and cruelty. Their ambition led them not to a throne, but to a lightless world of eternal regret. And what of the stepmother, the architect of all this misery? The original tale leaves her fate ambiguous, but other, darker versions fill in the gaps. In some tellings, Cinderella, hardened by years of abuse and now empowered by her new status, does not simply forget the past. The bitterness remains, a poison in her heart. She confronts her stepmother, not with forgiveness, but with a cold, calculated fury. In one particularly grim account, during a confrontation, the years of repressed rage finally boil over. The stepmother, cornered and defiant, continues her verbal abuse. Cinderella, in a moment of primal vengeance, sees a heavy wooden chest nearby, with a strength born of desperation and hatred. She slams the heavy lid down upon her tormentor, a final, brutal act that silences the voice of her oppression forever. There is no fairy godmother here to wave a wand and make things right. There is only raw, human nature in its most brutal form. This is the version of the story that time has tried to forget. A tale where happily ever after is not a gift, but something seized through bloodshed and revenge. Cinderella's happiness, if it can even be called that, is forever tainted. It's built on a foundation of pain, deceit, and violence. The glass slipper is not just a symbol of love, but a catalyst for mutilation. Weddings can be a wild mix of joy and revenge. The story of Cinderella, in its rawest form, isn't about wishing upon a star. It's a stark reminder that sometimes, the only way out of the darkness is to become a part of it. The lines between hero and villain blur, and the pursuit of happiness leaves a trail of blood in its wake. The final image is not of a princess in a sparkling castle, but of a survivor, haunted by the choices she and others made in the desperate struggle to escape a living nightmare. The fairy tale is a lie. The horror story is the truth. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of folklore. If you found this unsettling tale as fascinating as I did, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the true, terrifying origins of the stories we thought we knew. Let me know in the comments which fairy tale you want me to dissect next. Until then, sleep well, if you can.